The second thing that could control man is the mind. The mind is the doorway to man. The mind could be very big, All informations are received and processed down the mind. The mind could be very funny at times because it could pick information on its own without your notice. The state of a man's mind tells the state of his being. The mind can be said to be a set of faculties, including cognitive aspects such as consciousness, imagination, perception, thinking, intelligence, judgment, language and memory, as well as non-cognitive aspects such as emotions and instincts. Without communication, man is nothing. And language is one very vital part that helps control man. There are basic things about the mind we need to know. First of all, the mind is the biggest storage device. Secondly, it has no recycle bin. Information could be recovered irrespective of how long. Thirdly, the mind controls your actions. And lastly, the mind is quick to process information and give you pictures. Now, how does the mind control man? Humans are moved by the senses, and the mind is responsible for regulating the senses. Secondly, the mind works with information, and information we know is a very vital part of life. Thirdly, your words, your mind is. Fourthly, the mind could be corrupted, shown outwardly in a person's character. Examples, those who do suicide bombing. All they do to those guys is simply corrupt their minds with information, and it ends up devastating. You all know what I mean. And lastly, the mind could be bought, leaving you with no control over it. Now, we must learn to use our mind, and it's very simple. Learn to use our mind. Firstly, the mind has always been trained to attract negativity more than positivity, but it could be reversed. You could change it today with a conscious effort to attract more positivity than that of negativity. Secondly, the mind is built on information. The type of information you have tells the kind of person you would be. Thirdly, the mind is responsible for processing your thoughts. Fourthly, it could be said that the mind is the door or entrance into the building called thoughts. Now, this is what I call the mind concept. It helps us regulate the mind. Firstly, be careful on the information you feed on. Secondly, be careful not to allow the mind go into wrong thoughts. Thirdly, man is made in his mind and destroyed also in his mind. And lastly, the mind is a creator. It conceives and gives birth. If you pour down your mind, you'll be poor in the real world. If you failure down your mind, you'll be a failure in the real world. But if your mind could process success, a good life, a happy place, it would reflect outwardly. If you could get control over the mind of a man by giving him the information you want him to have, basically, I could tell you, you have 80% control over that man. For example, when you go to school, you wanted to study medicine. What they did to you was to give you information about medicine, and you start listening, and after all listening, you came out becoming a medical doctor. Nothing changed in you. What changed was because of the information they gave to you. All the information they gave to you was about medical, and here you are, you're not a medical doctor. So the mind could be affected by informations, and this is one vital way to control man. If you could steal into a man's heart, into the mind of a man, I tell you today, you have that man.